see that one spouse is like, drowning because of the cares and affairs of life, and then the other spouse is just like Shirley said, hunky dory, like nothing is moving them, nothing is going like that. It makes me wonder, like, are you really married? Because if anything, if one spouse feels like they're drowning, I'm not telling the next spouse you got to be depressed. Nobody's saying that, but you should at some point say, you know what, I'm gonna take over today, babe. You just chill, try to get yourself together, and I'll take over to the best of my ability. I think that's what a partnership is in marriage.
And I think like you have to be in tune with your partner and be able to identify when they're drowning, because
Mm-hmm.
some people that are not going to say anything at all because they feel like they
Mm-hmm.
to handle it, they don't need no help, or they don't want
Yep.
to burden you as their spouse. It's their issue. But you
Mm-hmm.
get in tune enough with your partner to be like, "Are you okay today? Like,
Yep.
do
Yep.
you need anything?
So,
Yep.
Are you
do
okay?"
do y'all think marriage is a partnership now, and it was less a partnership
Absolutely.
before?
I think it was always a partnership, even in the, sorry for the noise, guys. I think it was always a partnership, even when in like the 40s and stuff like that, where the woman didn't have to work. Her her contribution was making sure that when he come home, he's coming home to a home and not a house. Everything is in order, the kids are in order, and then his job is to make sure that when I come home, she feels like she's home too, and not like she's at a full-time job. Because sometimes being at home with your kids, like Shirley could probably attest to it now because you work from home, it feels more like a job some days because you cooking, you cleaning, you taking care of the kids, you taking care of the spouse, and then now it's like you're supposed to relax. You're like, bro, I've been here all day working. I don't know if I can relax now.
It's definitely a job. Like, hats off to any single, not even single parent, housewives that stay
Yep.
home and take care of the kids, because it is definitely a job. And it's just the fact that you're not only worried about the kids, you're also worried about the husband. Like, I literally,
Mm-hmm.
every day, I have to think about what everybody in the house is going to eat for breakfast, lunch,
Yep.
like
Yep.
every, like that might not seem like a lot, but it can become mentally exhausting, and you always got to plan ahead. Like, literally today, I woke up and I was like, I gotta go to Publix. Like, I gotta
Mm-hmm.
go to Publix because what are the kids gonna eat? What is Cliff gonna eat? Like, what
Mm-hmm.
are they gonna eat for the week? Like, what is gonna be lunch? What's gonna be this? And then like, oh, I gotta do laundry. I gotta get the kids' clothes ready. So always constantly thinking and making sure that the house is running smoothly on top of having a full time job is a
Mm.
lot. It is
It's
a
a
lot.
lot.
It's a lot for
Now.
people who don't have a full time job. So imagine someone who is working 40 hours a week on top of taking
Mm-hmm.
care of the household. I do think marriage is a partnership, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. I think it needs to be a partnership because, especially in a
They'd be
situation
like,
where,
"Oh, she ain't doing that much." I'd be like, "What the heck are you talking? Do y'all not realize staying at home,
No,
being a full-time parent, is a lot of work, whether you're a
no.
man or a woman?"
I always thought marriage or partnership simply for that fact. Like people always say, okay, being. I think there's roles still, but I always thought
Mm-hmm.
it was a partnership because even when the man was like working all day, you feel me, and the wife was at the house, you know what I'm saying? Her 50% was the household shit. He didn't have to come home and
Mm-hmm.
take care of nothing for the house, you know what I'm saying? So like I think, and he was doing all the his 50% was all outside stuff, doing the yard work
providing.
and providing
Mm-hmm.
the bill, paying for the bills and all that stuff in the cars. So it was always a 50-50 thing and a partnership. But I think people didn't really look at it like that because they saw, okay, they thought the man is running everything and they're running the household and he got her inside the house slaving, you know what I'm saying, and shit like
Yep.
that. That's her 50%, you know what I'm saying? So you feel me?
Modern day slavery.
And you know what I'm saying? I think like nowadays, you know what I'm saying, because for the most part you need like two incomes, like unless you're making a lot of money, two incomes to like survive in like cities. I think
Mm-hmm.
nowadays it's okay being both people's is working, so both people gotta pitch in on cleaning and cooking and you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, doing that shit. It can't be just one person no more.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. I think back in the day, I think we're coming back around to women becoming in those traditional roles, because remember we
Yeah.
had this whole independent woman era. So of women who were housewives, other women were looking down on them like,
Mm-hmm.
you stay home and cook and clean for him all day. You ain't got no
Mm-hmm.
job. You don't have
What's
a
up?
career.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no degree,
You
girl.
don't
What if
got
he ups
nothing
and
going for
leaves you?
yourself.
Yeah,
Yep.
you don't have nothing for yourself. Like, oh, what if he ups and leaves you and this and that? So I think now people are coming back to it and they're like, oh, I'm
Mhm.
in my soft life era. I'm in my this. I'm
All
gonna
right,
let
Mhm.
perfect.
Hi, honey.
This ties to the topic. I'm gonna give you this because I had an icebreaker that was just like this. So I'm gonna play the
Oh, cool.
icebreaker real quick, and then I'm gonna get y'all questions as to because it's almost similar to what we talking about right now. So give me a second. Let me know when y'all see it. Y'all see this
Yeah.
screen?
Yes.
Yeah, I
All
can
right.
see it.
And or not on the panels, but she's come on the lives and said, "Yo, I don't require anything of Anton." And because she has that sentiment, she will always be taken care of for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
What women don't understand is that you get more through your femininity than through combat.
Exactly. Real
Mm.
niggas don't think about that getting half shit.
Even when women divorce men, let's just say, for example, you go through the court or whatever, so on and so forth. She's better off playing nice than she is trying to get half of whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, that's popping. And she knows this. She Rita is smart. She knows that she don't argue with me to get stuff. She loves on me because she knows that I wanna take care of her as a result of her loyalty and her love that she has for me. Y'all can get way more through your femininity than being combative. And I don't know why women don't understand that. Rita will be taken care of for the rest of her life, no matter what happens, just because I have that level of love for her.
All right. So I kind of put that on because we was kind of sort of talking about it, and I was like, hey, because you said soft life, and I'm like, girls are just not getting back to that soft life to where men was pretty much trying to take care or not take care of them, you know what I'm saying? But like they don't want that heavy burden that the man was normally taken care of in the past, you feel me? Traditionally. And then y'all want the softness back and stuff like that. And I'm like, my question would be, which I have, let me pull it up here, is let me edit it real quick. And then save that and then add it to the stream. And then
Do
do
women
women
get more with sugar than with salt? Yes, of course. And black women, you got to be extra sugary. Okay?
Yep.
'Cause they already expect you to be salty as hell. They
Yep.
expect you to
And
be
nasty.
aggressive. They expect
Mhm.
you to be nasty, to have an attitude.
Mhm.
So you got to be extra sweet on top of the sweet.
Now about
So
women,
white women, actually, white women can be rude as hell and still are not looked at as aggressive and nasty as a
Can
black woman.
can we be real? They are very aggressive with their husbands. Y'all be seeing the Karen memes on Instagram? They hella aggressive. Like you think a black woman, some of the ways they talk to their husbands in public, I would never talk to Rylan like that. Never. And Rylan don't even hit me. And I would never talk to my man like that. I would just be
that's
like,
funny.
all right, bro, I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna let you live. When I get home, I'm gonna let you live. But they be like, I told you, get them goddamn kids off. You're gonna listen. You're gonna listen. You little cunt. You're gonna listen. And that's how they talk to their husbands, and we don't talk to our husbands like that.
Ah,
When I do see a black woman behaving like that in public, I'd be like, sis, I'd be embarrassed for her. I'd be like, sis, why are you talking to your
Yeah,
king like that?
I think it just depends. I actually don't even really think that's a race thing. I think there's just some women that are like overly aggressive, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's some women that, are a little more docile and show respect to a man. I really think it's just based on how you're raised, not more so your
Mm-hmm.
race. But I do think there's a stigma that black women carry of being more aggressive and more, attitude and all of that. And
Mm-hmm.
again, like I said, we have to be extra sweet or nice because if I say something direct and truthful, surely you're rude. But around and say the same exact thing, and it'll be nothing. It'll be like, oh, she knows what
She's
she's
really,
talking about.
she's having a
That was
hard
a great
day.
advice. Yeah, or they'll make an excuse. You know what I mean? But oh, Shirley's rude. It's to the point where
you
I
are
don't care.
rude.
I'll be rude. But what you're not gonna say is Shirley a liar. Shirley gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah, I rather do. I love dealing with truth in truth as well. The Bible tell you to behave like that than to be a liar. I can't take a liar. Like you, one person in front of these people, and then you're not. I can't deal with that. You're like like what they call it, schizophrenia. I can't deal with that. You need to be one person all the time. all the time.
But to the question, yes, women get more with sugar than with salt. And I think Black women are starting to realize that the whole independent woman, aggressive, I gotta be this. I feel like Black people in general are starting to go back to building Black families versus
Mm-hmm.
us being separate. So I think women are starting to show their femininity a little more and not feel like they have to be as masculine. I also feel like Black men are starting to step it up and wanting to be and create families and not just have a baby mother and all this stuff. Of course,
Yeah.
always outliers, but I will say the common trend that I'm seeing now is back to being like Black love, Black families, and that's what we need. That's what we
Mhm.
need.
So my question would be for that: how did you feel me? Well, you said okay, Black women are starting to getting back to their softness and their femininity and stuff like that. Well, who tricked y'all then? You know what I'm saying? Or who tricked Black women into thinking that that was something they wasn't supposed to be doing?
I don't think
Oh,
anyone
that.
tricked us. I think it's the lack of education. Because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's people that still think like that right now. But I feel like once you elevate in life and you have a certain level of experiences and education, you become more wise
Mm-hmm.
or more knowledge, not education. But yeah, you become more wise. So you start to look at things differently for what they are. You start to challenge the masses. You start to double think what society tells you. Like you start to question more. You be more curious.
Mm-hmm.
You're more
Mm-hmm.
curious. So I think there are still people that probably feel like I need to be single, I need to take care, I can't depend on no man because of their life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's
It's,
some women who have come across some great men in life and they think differently. It's all about perspective and your experiences.
you
But
think
I
it's a
also
fear?
think,
Yep.
You
oh
think it's
yeah,
a fear like, oh, I'm afraid if I 100% trust, you know what I'm saying, this dude or whatever, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna let me down on earth, you know what I'm saying, in the first instance of
absolutely.
anything,
Mm-hmm.
you feel me, so I'm out.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, it is a fear. I think we do everything in life out of fear.
Yeah.
Everything, the way we operate, the decisions we make, it's all to avoid certain things or to avoid negative outcomes. So yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to depend on anybody else because of the fear of being let down. If I don't depend on nobody else, no one can let me down.
Yep. Put your expectations really low. Really,
Yeah.
really low.